These are instructions for the game Up, Down, Up. Up, Down, Up is a game that is a game night type game. It is best for 2 to 4 players. If you have more than that, it's a little bit hard because a lot of people will be sitting relatively idle and it's just confusing. This is not our simplest game. It does take a little bit of dedication to get to the place where you can be able to play it, but it is a very fun game if you take the time to learn it. So the skill level is for players who can add or subtract 2 single-digit numbers. The materials that you're going to need are you need 6 dice, 2 basic black, 2 basic red, and 2 basic green. And you also are going to need a score sheet. And the score sheet is something that's going to be on the website. If you don't have a printer, you really need to have 3 rows or 4 rows, I'm sorry, that goes like this, with the numbers 15 down to 0 with 2 rows and 0 to 15 on the other 2 rows. So here's how we're going to play. So you roll the dice, and you're going to have one person that's called the active player. You figure out who goes first by maybe rolling the dice, and whoever gets the largest number goes first, and they're going to roll all 6 dice. Now I'm going to change these 2 dice and make it an 8 and a 6 so I can be able to show you how this is going to work. So the first thing the active player does is they call out the red dice. The red dice are wild. They can be used on any of these rows. The black dice can only be used on the black rows, black up and black down, and the green dice on green up and green down. So we have an 8 and a 6. And so the player or the active player is going to say 14. 8 plus 6 is 14. And 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. So then everybody can be able to use that. So if somebody was playing, they could be able to go, I'm going to use a 2. And so they could choose either the green up 2, the black up 2, or they could go way down on this side. Now, the reason that you don't want to go down on this side is because if I crossed off this 2, it makes it where none of these numbers to the left can be used in the game anymore. So it would make sense to use either the green up 2 or the black up 2. So this person chose the green up 2, which is perfectly fine. They can only do it once. Now the active player then is going to look at the other dice. They have 9, 6 plus 3, or 6 minus 3 is 3. So they have 9 and 3 on this. And here they have 6 and 4, 10, or 2. So the 10 wouldn't be very attractive on either one because there's going to be so many numbers that they're not going to be able to use. The 2 would be a pretty good number. Now they used the green 2. So this person, if they're the active player, they could also use the black 2. Now after this, that means, and I'm just going to color them in with blue. You don't have to do this when you're playing, but this is showing me that I can't use these anymore. Now, the active player, it doesn't matter if they use the red dice first or one of these dice first. So they could use the green, the black, or the red first. It doesn't make any difference. But everybody else that's in the game can only use the red. So after they do that, we're going to continue to play, and all the players are going to rotate to becoming the active player. So the next person would roll the dice, and they got 9 and 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. That doesn't fit on here. There are three different numbers that won't work: 16, 17, and 18. But most of the time, it's going to work because that doesn't come up very often. 9 minus 9 is 0, so they could be able to use that. So say that we are going through the game and this is what your card looks like, your score sheet. Now, say that you want to get to the point of locking. And locking would be if you have at least 6 X's. And again, I put in the blue to show what I can't use. And then they roll the 15, they can be able to lock it, and they get these 2 X's. So the reason that you want to do that is it makes it where nobody else can be able to use that. Now, when we get to the end of the game, there's a couple things that'll happen. It could be that you get to the point where you don't see where you can be able to get a number. And so pretend that we got it down to where it looked like this. That those were the last couple that they were getting. So now looking at this, they have to get a 13, 14, or 15 that they can use for black, a 2 or a 1, or a 1. And again, they have to have at least 5 of these to be able to be eligible to mark off the zeros. So like in this case, they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not even going to have a chance to be able to lock because they only have one more number that they could get. If the active player can't play, then they're going to get an X. And an X means that they're going to lose 5 points at the end. You can stop playing and score out your scorecard at any time if you want to avoid getting more X's. The game stops when there are 2 rows that are locked. So this player locked 1, somebody else could have locked another, and that would stop the game. Or if one player gets 4 X's in the strikes. Let's look at how to score this. So with this scorecard, they will count how many X's they have in green up. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they go down here and they look, 8 is worth 36 points. And they're going to write that here. Then here they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, I go down here, 7 is 28, and that is for black up. Then green down is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is worth 15 points. And 1, 2, 3, 3 is worth 6 points. And then we'll say that they got 1x, which would be minus 5. And so then they're going to total everything up. Looks like they got 50, 60, 66, 71, 79, and 79, 85. Minus 5 is 80. So that's going to be their total. Highest point total wins. And so again, these are instructions for the game up, down, up. And remember, at MathPro, you can count on fun.